ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्वोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततन्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Verse number 5. उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानं नात्मानमवसादयेत् आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुः आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः। So Bhagavan in the beginning of this 6th chapter, he is dealing with this general discipline and to be observed by an individual, by which, following this discipline, one will be able to meditate, one will be able to do nididhyasanam. So if you want to meditate, definitely what is required is a poise of a mind, samatvam. And to gain samatvam, the means is karma yoga. So Bhagavan talks about in the first 3 verses about karma yoga. And we call it as a bahiranga sadhanam. Bahiranga means an external. Means a samatvam, a poise in your mind cannot give you directly moksha. That's what it means. It's an indirect way of gaining. Means then if you are basically having a equipoise in your mind, then definitely you will be able to meditate nididhyasanam, you will be able to do shravanam mananam and nididhyasanam, and thereby one is able to remove various notions pertaining to the self, remove the self-ignorance, and gains knowledge. So Shravana Manan Nididhyasanam Jnana Yoga is considered as Antaranga Sadhanam, closer to the moksha. Whereas this Karma Yoga is considered as a Bahiranga Sadhanam. So this is a first Bahiranga Sadhanam Krishna prescribes is a maintenance of the poise of the mind, maintenance of samatvam of the mind. And so even we go through varieties of the experiences, we do not have a control over, our experiences, because our experiences are dependent upon the external situation. And external situations is not under one's control. Both the ways, external situation is unpredictable and also uncontrollable. Sometimes you are able to predict, but you cannot control. Sometimes it is not available for even prediction also. So this is the difference between a so-called materialism and spiritualism. Materialism, always, they talk about a change of the surrounding, external situation. They always have a focus, including body. To be comfortable, to be happy, bring some change in the body, including hairstyle. Or even bring a change even in your nails also. So materialism always talks about to bring a change in an external situation in order to be happy, comfortable with oneself. Whereas Shastra talks about a change in an attitude towards an external situation. To bring a change in an attitude towards an external situation. It's an entirely different thing. So, if one brings a change in one's own attitude towards an external situation, there are more chances to become a happy person. So, external situations, basically, even if you bring some change, still it is not under your control that they will remain same. And therefore, definitely, and also to bring a change in an attitude towards an external situation is in your hand. External situation is not in your hand. To bring a change towards an external situation is in your hand. What is in your hand, you can do better. And therefore, this is the difference between a so-called materialism and spiritualism. Shastra always talks about to focus attention on oneself, whereas all other sciences and everything in the world, they always talk about to bring a change in an external surrounding. Anyway, and that's how even Bhagavan said in 2nd chapter, Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labhau jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujasva. The situations are going to come in terms of a pleasant and pleasant situation, painful situation, and labha labhau, etc., gain or loss, jaya jayo. So victory and all this. These situations are going to come. Arjuna, focus. Tato yuddhaya yujasva naivam papam avapsasi sukha dukkhe same kritva. Bring a equanimity towards varieties of the situation. Bring a change in your attitude towards an external situation. And therefore, so this boy's mind, basically, it's a first thing. And we are focusing right now on Nididhyasanam, but that definitely involves Shravana Mananam. Because this 6th chapter talks about a Dhyanam. And Dhyanam also, I told you last time, Dhyanam also here, the second type of Dhyanam called, not Saguna Brahma Dhyanam or Upasana, it is Nididhyasanam. Why Nididhyasanam? Why not first Dhyanam? Because Bhagavan has already imparted the knowledge, self-knowledge, etc. And so Arjuna has listened. And Bhagavan must have given a lot of logic also, Mananam also is there. He must have gotten clarity. But still he doesn't have a benefit of the knowledge. So Nididhyasanam is required in order to gain a benefit of knowledge. There is a big gap between knowledge and the benefit of knowledge. Knowledge is here, but benefit of knowledge is not there. That is a very prevalent situation. That's a very prevalent situation. So Nididhyasanam helps a person to gain an abidance in the nature of the knowledge, to gain the abidance in the knowledge. We can say jnana nishtha, we can say. Anyway, and for that purpose, the mind should have a samatvam for that purpose. So, poised mind, etc. is required. Poised minds means basically, the violent emotions are not there in the person. Emotions, even negative emotion also arise. But he will not succumb to those negative emotions. They give an example of a driver, especially in India, the two-wheeler driver. So the two-wheeler driver, sometime in a certain situation, he may lose the balance. But if he is a very adept, skillful driver, he will not fall down. And so he will manage. So this is the situation. This karma yogi who has gained the samatvam, well, he, in the varieties of the situation, in very unfavorable situation, a reaction also will come out. But he gains back the balance. And so this is the first sadhanam, samatvam. And samatvam is considered as a grace of Ishvara. Why? Because it gained through karma yoga, in which you relate to Ishvara. You offer your actions to Ishvara. You look upon varieties of the situation as a varieties of the situations, karma phala is a prasada of Ishvara. Therefore, if you gain a samatvam as a result of this following karma yoga, it is considered a grace of Ishvara. So this is a sadhanam in which Ishvara's role is more, let us say. Now, here in 5th verse, Bhagavan is introducing another important exercise or discipline, which is self-effort. That was given by Lord, samatvam, etc., let us say. But this is a self-effort. I mean, using the free will appropriately. That also help you to for a moksha. In fact, in our scriptures, well, we accept the existence of a free will for the human being. There is no free will in any other beings, right? In animals or any other beings. This free will is not there. And therefore, they do not have much responsibility also. Responsibility in terms of following do's and don'ts. They don't have. Whereas do's and don'ts are there for the human being because the free will is given. So if free will is given, means freedom is given. If freedom is given to you, the responsibility also comes. Both go together. If freedom is not there, if you are programmed, well, in that case, you don't have a responsibility of do's and don'ts because you are not going to do something which is against your nature. So therefore, this Shastra talks about a free will for the human being. And here itself there is a problem, a huge problem. Fate versus free will. Every satsang this question will be there. Fate versus free will. There are many people, we are going to discuss a little in a length, because there are many people who do not want to accept free will at all. They are fatalistic people, we call. Destiny-oriented people, we can call. And according to them, well, everything is predetermined. Those who, I'm just criticizing anything, but people who are heavily dependent upon astrology, astronomy, etc., also are more or less like this. So, anyway, these people who are, destiny-oriented people give an example also that we are the puppets in the hands of a Ishvara, etc. If he pulls this side, we are pulled. If he pushes this side, we are pushed, etc. Well, so everything is predetermined. So if a person is a fatalistic, well, it is extremely difficult to argue with him. He always brings a fate. And so even they say to exercise a free will also is a fate. That's how they say. Yeah. To such a person, we say it is correct. We say it is correct. Everything is predetermined to make him happy. Then we say that this destiny or fate or prarabdha, same thing, is of two types. We are giving answer to that person who is a destiny-oriented, fatalistic. And we say there is a good destiny and there is a bad destiny. And punya prarabdha and papa prarabdha. And we say when a person, has got a good destiny, his mind will think in such a way that he will accept free will. And papa prarabdha means what? He basically, this papa prarabdha will influence the mind in such a way that he will not accept free will. That's it. So, but this is not a good thing to say like that. We have to say, because Shastra accepts free will. And therefore, whoever has a thinking in keeping with the Shastra, we say there is a good prarabdha. Why not? Right? There's a punya prarabdha, so that you accept it. Shastra accepts both, fate and free will. I will explain you. So acceptance of a free will is a Shastra-oriented thinking, and therefore Shastra wants us to accept free will, and those who accept free will definitely have a Punya Prarabdha. Okay? So everything is predetermined. Fine. But there is something called good destiny and bad destiny. If you have a good destiny, well, definitely that influences the mind so that you will accept free will. Your thinking will be in keeping with the Shastra-oriented thinking. Now, that is accepting a free will. Anyway, so this is how we say. Then the next question. If there is a free will, do you accept destiny or not? Okay, you have accepted free will. Do you accept destiny or fate or not? Well, we accept. But there are people who do not accept fate. In fact, there is one businessman here, very accomplished businessman, Indian. So, Indian origin. And he was delivering one lecture in some university where I think he studied. So there he was called and invited and so. And he started talking about naturally he was called for that purpose, how he was so successful, etc. And he narrated all, in which he literally was telling that everything, whatever he has decided for earning money, etc. And he has made it. He has done it. But in his 1 hour talk, at 1 or 2 points he mentioned that he wanted to do this so-and-so business. And he tried also, but it did not succeed. So he did not realize that whatever everything is free will and self-effort based, then, definitely you will be successful. Means your effort or free will determines the future totally, then definitely we should say there is no fate. But that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. The unsuccess itself reveals that there is something more than your self-effort. There is something more than your self-effort. Anyway, I don't remember his name, but he was, I just saw, and he was quite successful and generous donor. He has given a lot of money to India in this COVID also. Anyway, so when we go to Shastram, this is a debate. So there are people who accept only free will or self-effort. There are people who accept destiny or fate. Then, out of these two, who is right, who is wrong? Well, we have to decide what Shastra says. Based on that, we have to say. And therefore, Shastra accepts both fate and free will. How? Because Shastra talks about punyam and papam. It's fate. Shastra talks about punya yoni, papa yoni, etc. Right? Shastra talks about favorable, unfavorable situations in terms of karma phala. All this is fate. And Shastra talks about free will also. In fact, entire karma kanda is addressed to the human being who has a free will. Says, choose. If you want to go to Swarga, well, do this yajna. So Shastra accepts self-effort also, free will also. If you are able to choose, that's a free will and self-effort. So Shastra accepts both fate and free will, and therefore we should accept both. Okay, next question. Now, what is the next question? Okay, these two forces are there in one's life, fate and free will, which can determine our future. Well, then between these two forces, which one is more powerful? Fate or free will? Which one is more powerful? Well, if somebody asks this question, our answer is we cannot answer. Our answer is, why we cannot answer? Because every time there is fate and free will operating. Both the things are there. Every time they come together, the relative strength varies. Sometimes free will is stronger, fate is weaker. Sometimes fate is stronger, free will is weaker. So when both the things come together, even though there are two things, they are not independent. Even though there are two, they are not independent, and therefore, well, since their relative strength varies from time to time, because fate is not a uniform force, fate is a force determined by my past actions. And well, definitely, since actions do not have a uniform intensity, well, therefore, the fate also will not have a uniform intensity. And therefore, fate is of three types. First is a prabala prarabdham. Second one is a madhyama prarabdham. And the third one is a durbala prarabdham, manda prarabdham. According to the intensity of the prarabdham, karma phala, well, which depends upon the intensity of the karma, we grade this prarabdha or fate into three. So, prabala prarabdha, we are going to discuss that. So, this is one thing. Second thing is free will also has a different intensity. So, in my operation of free will, definitely there is an intensity, because sometimes I do an action with a casual approach, sometimes I do an action with a seriousness, sometimes my motive also behind the action changes, my attitude behind the action changes, and therefore, so the free will also has a different intensity, and therefore, the fate also will have a different intensity, and therefore we can't give you the answer that fate is always stronger or free will is stronger. Like that we cannot give an answer. Now, let's talk about these three prarabdhas first, and from there we will understand that, to give an answer that, well, out of these two, one is stronger always, that is not possible. Let us see this. Fate or this prabala prarabdham, first category, prabala prarabdham. Suppose a prarabdha is very powerful. Well, in which a free will, the person cannot operate a free will. I will give you an example. Free will is helpless. To bring a change in that particular situation, which is prarabdha only, but it's so powerful that you cannot do anything in that. And well, the simple example is a cyclone or even earthquake or anything. You know the situation is coming, and you have to face it. There is no way out. And in what intensity the situation will damage you, that also is not. But still a small, so it's a totally choiceless situation. Prabala prarabdha is totally choiceless situation. In that choiceless situation also, a durbala free will is there. A small choice is there, you can protect yourself at least, or the damage could be minimum. You cannot bring a change in the situation, it is going to affect, but you have a choice at least, so that the damage will be less. Anyway, so this is a prabala prarabdha. Second is a madhyama prarabdha, well, in which the free will is little stronger, and by which you can manage the prarabdha situation. You can manage. You can reduce its impact to an extent. That much free will is stronger, so you can do something in that. So that is called a madhyama prarabdha. And third type of fate is which is weak enough, in whose case, well, you put a sufficient effort. Your free will is stronger. You put a sufficient effort and you overpower the situation. So all this thing is possible. Our prayashchitta karma, basically, we can put into this kind of thing. Prayashchitta karmas we do in order to bring a change in a situation, and suppose the situation changes. That shows that that situation or a fate or a prarabdha was a weaker one. Well, so this is how the intensity varies of a fate as well as free will also. Anyway, so basically, so whether a fate can be changed or not, that's a general question. Well, the answer will depend upon the intensity of the fate. If it is a durbalam, then fate can be changed. If it is a madhyamam, well, you can reduce its impact. You can manage the fate. And if it is a prabalam, you can do something so that that particular situation affects you least. That you can do. But this is a thing. So, always fate is not available for changing. Only if it is durbalam we can overpower it, otherwise not. And they give an example of person goes to a doctor And then, well, if I go and ask him that, oh doctor, can you cure my disease? Doctor will not answer. Doctor will not answer. Doctor will say, well, he will not say, I can cure or I will not cure. Nothing. He will first say that, let me diagnose your problem, what type of disease you have, etc. And if it is a minor disease like appendicitis, well, I can overcome the situation. I mean, your prarabdha, you are having a pain and this disease, well, definitely by operation, etc., procedure, we can definitely overcome it. And so it is, a curable disease, definitely. And therefore, and the second one, like a madhyama prarabdha. Suppose you have I'm talking about in terms of this disease only. So, well, you have a pressure problem or a sugar problem, you cannot cure. That is going to be a lifelong companion. Sugar or but definitely you can manage. So basically there is no as such remedy for diabetics to remove it from the root, etc. But if you do exercise on, or reduce the sugar content, don't take the sugar content, well, definitely, even though you can't cure it, but you can manage the disease. That is how they call management of the disease, is this, in which, and the third type of disease, well, you go and you say you have a pain, and doctor uses one word called biopsy. So somebody told biopsy is a biopsy. So biopsy is a biopsy. By the word itself we gain, we gain fear. Apsy means a gain. So basically, and so biopsy. And it happens, and suppose a biopsy, some kind of a tumor, etc. And they say, well, it's 4th stage cancer. Nothing can be done. Sometimes they open also and then they close. No, call your people and etc. etc. We will talk to them, and doctors say like that. And 6 months and this month. It may happen that instead of 6 months, the person may live 3 years more. And the person who has come along with him may go first. We don't know. Or 6 months they say, and the person, I have seen, person goes within 15 days, 20 days, person dies. Well, it is not uniform. But prabala prarabdha means free will. To change the situation, to cure the disease, not possible. So there are 3 types of fate, and with prabala, madhyama, and same way free will also has a intensity. And therefore, we cannot answer that this fate can be changed. Well, we cannot answer. What is more powerful out of fate and free will, we cannot answer. We have to analyze the situation and arrive at the conclusion, corresponding conclusion. Similarly, our future is neither totally controlled by fate nor is totally controlled by the free will. I am talking about the 5th verse only, because Bhagavan is going to say about free will. Uddaret, uplift yourself, etc. So in that case, so for that purpose we are discussing. So future also is a resultant, our future also will be a resultant of fate and free will. And therefore, free will has got a contributory role in determining our future. And since the free will has got a contributory role, this person who is astika, well, definitely one who follows this Vedic teaching, he should have an attitude that, what attitude he should have? That I can take charge of my life. Before I go into that, I would like to talk about this fate and fatalism. See, the difference between fate and fatalism is, we talk about fate as one of the factors which influences the future. This is a balanced approach actually. The other factor, the second factor will be the free will, definitely. So both the things are there which will shape the future. Fate also is there and your free will also is there to shape the future. Both the factors are there. That's a balanced approach. So fate is this, that, well, definitely is, is one of the factors which definitely influences our future. Fatalism is one, well, definitely means the fate is the only factor which influences the future or which determines the future. Fate is, if you accept a fate, means you definitely accept that basically free will also is a contributory factor for the future. Fatalism means you accept fate as the only factor to determine the future. And that's not a balanced approach, that's not a healthy attitude. Anyway, so once you accept that for your future, both the things are there as a contributory role, have a contributory role, then one who follows this Vedic teaching, well, he should have an attitude that I can take charge of my life for future goals, ultimately, because I have a contributory role, and so that goal is considered as a purushartha. Shastra talks about purushartha, and for any purushartha, chaturveda purushartha, of course, our purushartha is a moksha, but for any purushartha, dharma, artha, kama, or moksha, well, which is a goal in your life, which as a future in your life, definitely your free will also has a role in that. Not just it. So this moksha, purushartha, etc., they are not like a gift of a Santa Claus on a Christmas. That will give you this moksha, or will give you dharma, etc., or will give you artha, kama, etc. Both the things are there. So Bhagavan says to Arjuna, well, I expect you to be the chooser of your future, and once you believe in your free will, and you have decided to choose your future, well, I am ready to help you. Because one can help only who are willing to put effort, well, necessary effort. So a teacher can also help you, Shastra can help you, Ishvara can help you. But basically, you have to take an initiative, you have to take charge of your life. That's what Bhagavan says here. That's how I think Vivekananda says that, well, I define a astika, person is the one who believes in himself, herself. So, Shraddha, because it's a Shraddha, Astikya Buddhi. So, when we talk about a Ishvara Shraddha, Shastra Shraddha, Guru Shraddha, etc., we also talk about a Atma Shraddha. So, one who believes in oneself, one who has a faith in oneself, even to shape the future, to acquire the goal, to accomplish the goal. So, well, all these three, Shastra, Guru, etc., the three are basically valid and useful if there is a faith in oneself. Therefore, Arjuna, take charge of your life. Okay, once you decide to take charge of your life, what is the first step? Well, if you take charge of your life in order to accomplish a goal, now employ the means to acquire the goal. What are the means available? Well, for any purushartha, for any goal, the means are always same. What are the means? Body, mind, sense complex. That's it. That's what is given to you. And therefore, this body, mind, sense complex, with the help of those instruments, one can acquire a goal. One can acquire a goal which is highest, or one can acquire a goal which are this in terms of artha, kama also. So, if our mind is also instrument, senses are instrument, body also is an instrument, etc. With the help of that, we can definitely acquire these goals. And if they are not in a good shape, well, you will be pulled down naturally. If mind is a seat of healthy emotions also and unhealthy emotions also. And so therefore, well, intellect also, well, basically a rational intellect is there, well, which can choose a wonderful goal and accomplish it, or which can choose a wrong thing and, well, it can destroy one's life also. And therefore, this body, mind, sense complex, it's a kit given to you. Well, Bhagavan calls it in this verse as a Atma. Uddharet Atmana Atmanam. So both these verses, verse 5 and 6 are Atmamayam shloka, like Annamayam Shariraha. So both the verses have just Atma. Uddharet Atmana Atmanam, Atmanam even Atmanam nasa avasadayet, Atmaiva Atmano Bandhu, Atma eva Ripu Atmana, and later also Na Bandhur Atma Manastasya, etc. So both the word Atma is there. Atma means this kit, body, mind, sense complex in this context, of course. And so our success in life depends upon the condition of this kit, condition of the instruments. If our instruments fulfill definitely a certain basic conditions, well, we are lucky, we can accomplish any goal. It's like having a car, basically, which is in good condition. So imagine the wheels are there, steering is there, but there is no coordination between them. So wheels are suppose loose and you want to turn right with the steering. It turns right, but once in a while. And so then this car will never be helpful to you to reach to the destination. And suppose car in a good condition, but the driver is drunk, then also this is not going to. And therefore, that shows the condition of the instrument is very, very important. That's what Bhagavan is narrating here. Instruments are there with everyone, but with this instrument one can achieve the highest goal. For that, the conditions of the instrument should be proper. And this is beautifully talked about in Kathopanishad. And where it says, Atmanam Rathinam Viddhi, Shariram Rathamevatu, Buddhim tu Sarathim Viddhi, Manaf Pragrahamevacha, Indriyani Hayanahu. Very beautifully said, Atmanam Rathinam Viddhi, body is compared to the car. And Shariram Rathamevatu, Atmanam Rathinam Viddhi means he is the one who is sitting in that car. Whose car it is? He is the owner of the car. Shariram Rathamevatu, the body is a car. And Indriyani Hayanahu, the sense organs are the wheels. And Buddhim tu Sarathim Viddhi, this intellect is a driver, etc., etc. And Manaf Pragrahamevacha, the mind is a steering. All this is there. And Bhagavan says, here, Uddharet. Atmana Atmanam means, Uddharet means you make your instruments refined. Uddharet lift yourself by yourself means you make your instruments in a good condition, you fine tune them basically. Like they go to, if you go to any Carnatic music program, the program may be at 6:30 in the evening, but these musicians come much earlier, half an hour or more than that. And then violinist will definitely, try to fine tune his own violin in terms of Shruti, etc. For us, all Shrutis are same. We are Advaitin, basically. So everything is same. But he will not. He keeps on doing that. Tuning, fine tuning. And Badangist also, I think, we take a stone and hit and keep on hitting. We find only dum, dum, dum. And for half an hour, it is just dum, dum, dum. We are saying, what he is doing? We don't find much difference. But he knows what is this fine tuning of instruments, basically. And all other, So this is same way, all musicians, basically, the way they fine tune their own instruments, we also have these instruments, we have to fine tune them. And if such a small musical concert, definitely in order to make it a successful concert, the instruments must be fine tuned. If local concert requires this, then this whole life is considered as a long concert in which human being also is a part of orchestra. Very beautiful example Swami Viditatmanji used to give is this. The whole universe is basically an orchestra. And is made up of sentient, insentient objects. And different objects, are different elements. Played, they are different instruments. And they all have a distinct sound which they happily play in this orchestra, in the universe. And Ishvara is a conductor of this entire universe and entire orchestra, and who directs different objects, different elements with his baton. He's a controller. So with his baton in this form of his rules. So every instrument in the universe, except human being, plays a very, playing a symphony, let us say, very beautiful melody. And as a result, the creation while playing a very harmonious melody. But human being is one one of the performers in this orchestra, but the difference is, he is permitted, Ishvara has permitted him basically to play his instrument as he likes. So if he can remain within the harmony of this prevailing melody, or he can play a discordant note also. So if his instruments are in a good condition, he can also fine tune with the melody of the orchestra. So this is, and therefore here Bhagavan says, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam na Atmanam avasadayet. Fine tune your instruments, refine your instruments. What is this refinement? Refinement is considered as a health of the instrument. Body is in good condition. Means physical health is there. Mind in good condition. Mental health is there. Intellect in good condition. Intellectual health is there. So fine-tuning these instruments are nothing but just having, they should be healthy. Refining of these instruments is nothing but, having the health. And I will talk about it now a little bit. Because without health, nothing can be accomplished in life, starting from the body. And therefore, in all our prayers, especially before, class, in our prayers, we always include even health of the body also, health of the mind also, etc. Health of the senses also, everything we include. So the scriptures themselves repeatedly talk about this health in Shanti Patha, etc. So physical health is very, very important. Then, the refinement of how to gain physical health, I need not have to talk about it because you know much more than me. If you have a certain exercise and good eating, etc., and proper eating, etc., you can manage your physical health, including yoga, etc., also will be there. Second is a emotional health. Because when we go to Shastra does not talk about just physical health. Shastra talks about the health of all the organs. So physical health, also then emotional health. And what is this emotional health? If you enjoy your mind, which is very calm, basically, which is peaceful, which is poised, we say it is an emotional health. Mental health, we can say. And so, when the physical body enjoys a health, that physical body becomes your friend. When physical body is having a ill health, same physical body is going to be your enemy. That is how I have introduced health here, in as much as Bhagavan is going to say, you are your enemy, you are your friend. So that's how I'm saying. The same body-mind-sense complex, you miss this body-mind-sense complex because Atma means body-mind-sense complex. Same body-mind-sense complex is a friend of yourself to achieve the goal. And same body-mind-sense complex, if they are having a ill health, they will not allow you to achieve this Paramapurushartha, moksha, etc. And therefore, so when the physical body enjoys a health, body is considered my friend. And it suffers from ill health, it becomes a burden. And therefore, so physical health is important, and same way emotional health also is important. Enjoying a Shanti or Samatvam is considered as a mental health. If mind has no Samatvam, mind has no equanimity, then therefore there is a stress, etc., anxiety, etc. Same mind becomes a burden, or same mind becomes a enemy. And therefore, one should have mental health or emotional health should be there, which is called refinement of the instrument mind. It is to enjoy this poise in the mind. How to gain it? All the values talked in chapter 13, or even in chapter 16, Devi Sampatti, etc. All this is meant to give you this emotional health. Even the Karma Yoga also gives you emotional health, freedom from stress, etc. So, managing the stress, let us say that much. If I can manage, this is, sometimes if we talk like that, there is no stress in the mind and etc. It becomes too, I think, ideal. And that's how we are not able to relate sometimes, if we talk like that. Managing the stress. If you can manage your stress, then you are having a mental health. Our body should be free from any kind of illness. It's too much to say. You may not be aware of. Right now, if you get a detailed report, you may find something is having, in terms of certain things, it is a deficient. So, illness, absence of total illness is physical health. It is too much, I think, to say. Yes, I can manage the ill health, etc. Well, definitely, then we say it is a physical health. Same way you can manage your mind in terms of this all illness called stress and anxiety and everything. Varieties of the reactions. Well, so that's called mental health. That then we are able to relate to. Then we find it is because at any time, if you see yourself, you find that the mind is during waking state every day. It's not like that it is always free from the stress. Sometimes stress arises, but the person who has this mental health is able to manage it. And for that, well, Devi Simpatti, etc. There are values, 20 values given in the 13th chapter, or Karma Yoga, etc., where you bring in Ishvara in your life, and definitely you can gain equanimity. Because the situations are not under your control, but you see something more in the situation. And therefore, that is Ishvara's prasada, etc. Different situations has been given to you as a karma phala data, from the karma phala data, etc. So by that, one can definitely become relatively free from the stress, etc. So this is a second type of health. Well, that is a mental health. What I'm saying is, we have to refine our instruments. Means we should bring the health, basically, of these instruments. So first is a physical health, second is a emotional. Third is a intellectual health. That is, intellect also should be healthy. What is a sign of a healthy intellect? Well, if the healthy intellect means he is capable of learning, capable of thinking with a clarity. Well, that's called a healthy intellect. Intellectual health is this, and capable of communicating also clearly. The intellect which is healthy has a capability to think clearly. And if you are able to think clearly, you are able to communicate also clearly. This goes together. Thinking clearly means what? Thinking clearly in terms of priorities in life. That's it. Priorities in life. What is my priority? That's itself we have a confusion. Even at the age of 65, the person is running for, varieties of the things in the world. Artha kama, etc. Totally materialistic. He doesn't know what he really wants in his life. Right? So that clarity is not there. The Purushartha Nishchaya itself is intellectual health. Purushartha Nishchaya. Yeah, that behind all the Purushartha real Purushartha is a moksha. And not this much. The end is clear now. Purushartha is clear. And the means also become clear. That sometime end is clear. I want moksha. I want to be free from all evils, etc. That's fine. But the means are not clear. So when you have a clarity with reference to the means and end, both, well, you are enjoying intellectual health. That's what it is. And you are able to communicate to others also. Suppose you want to convince somebody, your friend, etc., that what is the goal of a life and what are the means of a life, that person is able to communicate also properly. So clarity of a thinking and clarity of the communication go together. They go together. Thinking is clear, but communication is not clear. I don't think so. But how to bring a clarity in the thinking? What do you suggest? Especially, I can suggest something for this group, and that is, we all every day we listen to some talks and everything, right? of a 1 hour, etc. After 1 hour, if I am able to put the idea given in this 1 hour, let us say in 10 sentences or 12 sentences, we call it as precise writing. Very important. I think in our schools we were having the precise writing. They used to give a paragraph and used to say, write this paragraph, the idea of the paragraph, entire paragraph in 5 sentences. Well, that helps. Second thing is, of course, which generally is Puja Swamiji also does not advocate it and did not advocate, and therefore we also do not. But Tarka Shastra, a science of logic, etc., also helps to bring a clarity. Third also is there, Vyakaranam also, especially Panini Vyakaranam also helps to bring a clarity of the thinking, etc. Anyway, this is just by the way. But most, I think, I say our formal education gives to an extent this clarity. I mean, clarity of thinking, etc. It can give. Anyway, so this is an intellectual health, clarity of thinking. So physical, emotional, intellectual health is a form of a refinement. So Bhagavan says, uplift yourself, uplift your body, mind, sense complex, basically. So, right, Uttaret Atmanam. So uplift your body, mind, sense complex. Atmana, that part I will explain you a little later. But this is the refinement. Uttaret means uplift, refine. Refine your body, mind, sense complex means bring a health of all the three. That's sufficient? No. Then what? Integration of all the three. The fourth factor. Integration of not only health of all the layers of my personality, most importantly, all the organs have to function in integration. This is another important form of refinement. So whenever I am given a particular task, well, whether all my organs are definitely, we have to see whether all my organs are cooperating in that task or not. Very important. And therefore, and we find sometimes that since there is integration of our personalities, as a person we are not effective because there is no integration in the personalities. So converging all the layers of personality to a given task, like converging all the sun rays through the magnifying glass, will be very effective. It can burn even the cotton, etc., which is there on the other side, right? So these sun rays cannot burn because they are all scattered. If they are integrated and pass through this magnifying glass, definitely it can even burn. Same way, my different layers of personality, are scattered. Everything is refined, but they are scattered. No, they have to bring under integration. Then, so you will be an effective person to acquire the goal. So that is what also is very important. And for integration, what is to be done? For self-integration, different organs, there is a harmony between different organs in terms of, for a given task, they all are cooperating. For that, best thing is yoga. Ashtanga Yoga. Of course, Ashtanga Yoga, in that we need not go to this Dhyanam and Samadhi, etc. The initial steps itself can give. They have found for self-integration, there is no better technique other than this yoga. And I can tell you, Yama, Niyama, etc. bring refinement in your mind and pranayama, etc. Of course, prana and the mind also. Pratyahara brings a sense and organs under your control, and asana, etc. for the body. So this is definitely a very good, it's a rewarding technique, Ashtanga Yoga, and especially the few initial steps. In Vedanta, we talk something else, Ragadvesha, etc. should go, etc. And then, but for self-integration, yoga is the best technique. Anyway, so this is what regarding Uddharet Atmanam, basically. So Krishna's first advice is make your instruments healthy and qualified and direction. Now, beauty here is if I want to refine the external instruments, if I want to fine-tune the external instruments, I use the instruments which are with me. Right? To fine-tune the violin, well, definitely I use hands. To fine-tune a flute, suppose, you definitely use your mouth. To fine-tune, of course, a mridangam, etc. Again, you use these instruments which are given to you. But to fine-tune the instruments which you are already having, not external instruments, what instruments you will have? To refine external instruments, you have an instrument. Body, mind, senses, everything. But to fine-tune the instruments which you already have, not external, given to you, to refine them, what instruments do you have? If you imagine some other instrument, there will be infinite regress. Right? So then only thing is left is to fine-tune the instruments, body, mind, sense complex. You have instruments, body, mind, sense complex. Atmana. Atmana Atmanam Uddharet, Bhagavan says. Atmana. By your body, make your body healthy. I mean, you start doing exercise, etc., asanam, etc., then your body becomes fit. Or even physical training, let's say. So use your body to refine your body, bring up physical health. So with the senses and mind. Mind also, well, definitely you refine your mind with the help of what? With the mind. Entertain good thoughts, values, etc. So this is how, basically, body-mind sense complex is refined by body-mind sense complex. That's what it is. So Bhagavan says you integrate the body with the help of body itself. Well, with the help of intellect, they should integrate themselves. Atmana Atmanam Uddharet. Na Atmanam Avasadayet. Never weaken your instruments because they are the only saving grace. And therefore, by your unhealthy attitude, well, never weaken your instruments. What is an unhealthy attitude? What is a weakening attitude? The basic weakening attitude is, I cannot grow in life. This is too much. This moksha is a tall order. This sadhan chatushtaya sampatti is a tall order. Swamiji, even I don't have even iota of a vairagyam. Where is a question of talking about Nachiketa and this? And so, I don't have even Swamiji Purushartha Vivek. I feel money also is a good and this moksha also is a good, etc. And so, you weaken yourself basically that I cannot grow in life. I mean, one Vivekananda can accomplish, Shankaracharya ji can accomplish, Ramana Maharshi can accomplish. But so basically, we worship them. We basically, what happens is we make them an extraordinary people. And therefore, we can continue to be a lay and adamant, whatever, as before. So, I think it's I'm worshipping them as a heroes, basically. Because they are all extraordinary. I can't do anything. Avasadam. Self-diffidence. That's a self-diffidence. So, Bhagavan says, Na Atmanam Avasadayet, basically. So, never entertain self-diffidence. Never bring down yourself. Never develop inferiority complex. Never be too self-critical. Never be too pessimistic. All this we can say, avasadhanam. So, any goal, we are talking about moksha. For any goal, two things are very, very important. And that is, basically, one is self-confidence and self-effort. Any goal. We are talking about spiritual goal, moksha. But even a worldly goal, material goal also, these two things are very... Self-diffidence, they say, self-diffidence will not help even for a material goal to acquire. Therefore, Bhagavan also as though is saying this. And this is required for all accomplishment. Of course, here we are talking about a moksha. And Bhagavan supports that thing, which he says in the first line, he supports in the second line. He says, what? Atma eva kya atmanaha bandhuhu. Atma I have already told you, the instruments, body, mind, sense complex. They call, Bhashyakara says, karya karana sanghata. Karya means a body, gross body. Karanam means a instrument, subtle body, but not all the instruments. Not all. All the components of the Sukshma Sharira are not really the means. Pranas are not considered as, say, basically as a transacting faculty. Pranas are basically is a maintenance faculty. Prana helps to maintain the system. They are not used for transaction. Transaction is for mind and senses. So even though we say karanam, karanam means say means, basically, ultimately to acquire. But prana does not help directly. Prana maintains the system. How can you say, Swami? It has been discussed in Brahma Sutra that even though pranas we include in a sukshma sharira, that is correct. But when you say karya karana sanghata, karana means instruments, then prana should not be included. Vyasacharya ji has made a special sutra for that. So, anyway, prana helps, it's a maintenance faculty. But for transaction, jnanendriyani, karmendriyani, mind, all this. So they are instruments. Anyway, so atma eva atmano bandhuhu, well, this body, mind, sense complex, karyakarana sanghata, is, that is your true friend, and all other can definitely help. The teacher can help you. Teacher has a indirectly, he can indirectly contribute. Scriptures also indirectly contribute. Ishvara also can indirectly contribute, but you have to run. It's like a running race, they say. If my child is, has taken part in a running race, he has to run. I can cheer up and weep up and, shabash, 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 I can do everything. But half the way, suppose, he was foremost and if he covers the half of the distance now, well, he will be the first. But almost halfway, the other boy was about to beat him. And then the father is seeing, from the other end, where this ribbon is, their final ribbon. From there he was seeing. Then he can't run for that boy. He can cheer up. Boy only has to run. So therefore, Bhagavan also says, in a running race towards a moksha, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam, you refine your instruments, you bring health, no one can help you. Ishvara when definitely then, if you bring a refinement, Ishvara is there, Shastra is there, teacher is there, all will help you. So Atma eva Atmanaho Bandhuhu, Atma eva Ripur Atmanah. Well, you alone are your enemy. So you are your friend, you are your enemy. So when you are, your friend, definitely you can make the whole world friendly. That's what Bhashyakara also going to say that. And when you are your enemy, you will convert the world into an enemy. You can convert the whole world into inimical to you. So it all depends upon our approach. Atmaiva ripu ratmanah. Verse number 6 we have to see. Anyway, after break. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्भूतभूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यभिमः योगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततन्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। So we'll see the bhashyam of verse 4 first. We are going ahead. Before we go to the verse number 6, we will see the bhashyam of the verse number 4. We started also. So verse 4 is Yada hi nendriyartheshu na karman svanusajyate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yoga rudaha tada uchyate. So this person is called yoga rudaha, yoge arudaha. So this person basically is now fit for dhyana yoga. Dhyana yoge arudaha. He is fit for nididhyasana. How he has become fit? Well, Bhagavan says, in fact, he told that thing in the third verse. Arurukshor mune yogam karma karanam uchyate yoga rudasya tasyaiva shamah karanam uchyate. So one who wants to, mount on the horse of a dhyana yoga, for them karma alone is a means. Karma yoga. And once you basically, gain, successfully you do karma yoga, then definitely you get in samatvam, etc. Then karma has done its job. Yeah, you enter into karma yoga, you grow, you live. That's the principle. Enter, grow, live. Enter, grow, live. That's how one can climb the stairs. Right? One enters into the first step, then lift yourself. Put this into the second step. Then that's how, and then you leave the first step. That's how it is. So, basically, here also it is saying, the Bhagavan gave that thing. Yoga Rudaha means the person who is now fit for Nididhyasanam, etc. Is Yoga Rudaha. Anyway, so here in fourth verse, Bhagavan has used the word Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi. And Bhashyakara explains that. Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi. Sarvan Sankalpan. Iha amutra kama hetun sanyasitum shilam asya iti sarva sankalpa sannyasi. Sarvan sankalpan. Sankalpa means a fancy of future of oneself and of my family. Let us say that. So that's called sankalpa. Or sankalpa also can be called as a shobhana dhyasa. So, sankalpa means, shobhana dhyasa means what? You superimpose a shobhanatvam upon something else. This is very beautiful. This is nice. If this comes in my life, I think that's it. Like that, Object is object, poor object. But you superimpose certain extra value. And so that's called sankalpa. Then definitely desire for that object is going to arise. Once a shobhanatta buddhi comes, this is wonderful. If that kind of a thing comes, which we call sankalpa, well, fancy, well, then definitely it leads to kama. And then it leads to karma, to acquire that. So this is a thing. Sankalpa, kama, karma. So, Bhashyakara says here, sarvan sankalpan. All these fancies, iha amutra mutrartha kama hetun, which are the causes ultimately. Kama arises out of sankalpa. Kama hetu. Hetu means a cause of kama is sankalpa. So, the sankalpa are the causes for various kamas. What kind of a kama? Iha amutra, arthan. There are certain desires pertaining to this world, pertaining to other worlds also, amutra. So all this, sanyashitum shilam asya, the person who has become arudha on this karma yoga, one who has become free from ragadvesha basically. One who has become free from ragadvesha will not have any kind of such desires at all. So, sanyasitum shilam asyeti sannyasi. This is what it is. Shilam. One who has a nature to basically give up all this desire. It's basic, not give up. When one has to give up the desire, one should entertain that desire. When the desire drops, that is sannyasa. Not desire is given up. So, to give up the desire for a given thing also is a sankalpa, basically. Yeah, itself is a sankalpa. Many things, many desires of so many things, has been dropped now in our life. Puja Swami is to give about, marbles, etc. But yeah, don't want to say, because you say we are tired, Swamiji, now we have. So many objects, or desire of those objects, it has been dropped. We even the object comes also, desire doesn't come. Even if you you experience the object, still you don't want to acquire it now. That is sannyasa. That's a maturity. So sannyashitum shilam. He has nature of giving up. Means it has dropped from him. Such a person, yoga arudha, naturally he is a person who is fit for nididhyasanam. Otherwise in nididhyasanam everything comes except meditation of Atma. Everything comes. Ragadveshas are there. They will bring all kinds of objects. An object of dvesha also come more than even object of a attachment sometimes. We literally fight inside, and we also imagine what he says, and then we give answer. Then imagine again what he says, or he or she, whatever. And that is what is happening. So everything happens in the mind. For this nididhyasana karta, everything happens except nididhyasana. So therefore, this person is a sarva sankalpa sannyasi, yoga arudha, candidate of a nididhyasanam. And then, Bhashyakara yoga arudha, prapta yoga. Iti etat tada tasmin kale uchyate. When this karma yoga completes its job, he becomes a yoga arudha. He is fit for nididhyasana. Dhyana yoga arudha. Yeah. Because the meaning of word yoga here is dhyana yoga. Dhyana means meditation, nididhyasana. Then Bhashyakara says, sarva sankalpa sannyasi iti vachanat sarvancha kaman sarvani cha karmani sanyaset. Boldness. This is boldness of Bhashyakara. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi means he has given up all whims and fancies, because his mind is free from raga dvesha. So no desires. That's fine. No. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi iti vachanat. By that word, sarva sankalpa sannyasi of a Bhagavan, sarvancha kaman, all the desires are given up. Sarvani cha karmani sanyaset. Okay? So give up all karmas also. What is the purpose of karma? The purpose of karma, because you want to fulfill a kama, desire. The kama itself is not there. Why kama is not there? Because the fancy is not there. Right? Sankalpa is not there. Now then what is there is no need of this, any kind of a karma. Nitya naimittika, Bhashyakara says, Nitya naimittika kama kamya pratishiddeshu prayojana bhava buddhya na kartavya buddhim karoti. Matlab, he doesn't have any kind of to be done. Nitya naimittik karma, I want to, because I have to acquire this antakarana shuddhi. At least nitya naimittik karma, pancha maha yajnas I have to do. I need to make the mind sattvic. Sattvic karma leads to sattva more in the mind. Because all karmas originate here. Certain karmas originate in the mind, remain there. Certain karmas, all other karmas originate in the mind, get expression at the level of a body. All karmas originate there. So depending upon the quality of karma, your antakarana also will change. Therefore there are sattvic karmas, there are rajasa karma and tamas karmas. So sattvic karma is nitya naimittik karma, panchamahayajna, etc. Contributory. When you want to contribute, definitely that the thought arises in the mind. And the goal of a seeker of a moksha is this. He wants to enhance sattva in the mind. That's it. And enhancing sattva at the cost of rajoguna and tamoguna, because the mind is basically malina sattva of every jiva. It's not vishuddha sattva. Otherwise, where is the question of this? So malina sattva. Therefore, other two things are there. And they sometimes become predominant, rajoguna, tamoguna. If rajoguna becomes predominant, then definitely they get expressed at the body level, mind, at the level of senses, everything. Tamoguna also. So definitely sattvic karmas, especially nitya naimittik karmas, are meant for that. But anyway, and kamya karma, rajoguna, they are born of rajoguna, called rajas karma. Very good, very nice. But this person has, well, definitely, he has, due to karma yoga, observing karma yoga anusthana, well, then therefore he is more a sattvic person, and therefore there is no need. Then Bhashyakara says, let him give up all karmas also. Take formal sannyasa. Sannyasayat. So, then Bhashyakara thought, let me give some proof that sankalpa gives rise to kama, kama gives rise to karma. For that, let me talk about some shruti, smriti, or some nyaya also. So, Bhashyakara wants to connect sarva sankalpa sannyasi is sarva karma sannyasi. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi is sarva kama sannyasi. Sarva kama sannyasi is sarva karma sannyasi. So, he wants to show that the connection between kama and, sankalpa and kama, and connection between kama and karma. First, he gives a proof for a connection between sankalpa and kama. Sankalpa mula hi sarve kamaha. Sarve kamaha. All desires have a parentage in sankalpa. How? Sankalpa mulaha kamo vai yajnaha sankalpa sambhavaha. Manusmriti. It gives a reference of a smriti. Sankalpa mulaha kamaha. Sankalpa mulaha. Mulam, root, parentage. Well, kama is basically have a root in sankalpa. Yajnaha sankalpa sambhavaha. Sambhavaha, jataha. Sankalpa jataha. They are born. Sankalpa jataha. From sankalpa only yajnas have come. Oh? From sankalpa kama comes. Where karma cannot come. Yajna karma. Vaya kama. So basically Bhashyakara says, well, born of sankalpa through kama. This karmas also. Anyway. And then he gives another reference from Mahabharata Shanti Parva. Kama janami te mulam sankalpat kila jayase natvam sankalpaishyami samulona bhavishyasi. We imagine that a person who is, tired of these desires basically in the mind. So, well, after study, etc., get exposure to Shastra, well, he understands them, that these are the actually enemies. So, well, he is addressing to Kama. Hey Kama, te mulam janami, tava mulam aham janami. I know from where you are born. Sankalpat kila jayase. I know your parents. Sankalpat kila jaya. Kila. Indeed. Tvam jayase. You are born from this sankalpa. Natvam sankalpa ishyami. Before you take birth, at the level of fetus itself, I will abort. Sankalpa ishyami. Very beautiful. There's a verb. So, natvam sankalpa ishyami. Well, I will destroy you at the level of garbha, at the level of fetus. So, at the level of a shobhanadhyasa. My mind will not do any kind of a superimposition on any object, that any given object in the world will change my life, will improve my life. That thing will not be there. Then where is a question of arising karma of that object? So any object of desire we acquire because we have a shobhanatva buddhi on that this is a wonderful thing. That should come in my life. It may be a sentient, insentient, anything. Maybe for a person also it may happen that you feel that a person is really, if he comes in my life, he or she, definitely I will be better off. So this is say sankalpa, shobhanatva buddhi. If that is not there, where is a question of going further now to acquire? So, natvam sankalpa ishyami samulo na bhavishyati. So if samulaha, mulena saha vartate. Your mula itself will not be there. Where is the question of na bhavishyasi? You won't be there. Hey kama. So he's so tired with this. Anyway, ityadi smrute. Hey, Bhashakara says these are the smritis. Mahabharata also and Manu Smriti. So, connection between sankalpa and kama has been shown. Now, connection between kama and karma, that he says. Sarva kama parityage cha sarva karma sannyasah siddho bhavati. Sa yatha kamo bhavati tat kratur bhavati yat kratur bhavati tat karma kurute. Well, ityadi shrutibhyah. He quotes from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. What is that? Sarva kama parityage sarva karma sannyaso siddho bhavati. This will be established. Sarva karma sannyasa will be established by sarva kama parityaga. If kama itself is not there, well, karma will not be there. That will be established by Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And this is in a 4th chapter, 4th Brahmana, Sharirak Brahmana, that this has been told. Sa yatha kamo bhavati. Yatha kama is a samasa. Kamam anatikramya yatha kama. Yatha shakti, we say, right? Shaktim anatikramya yatha shakti. Anatikramya, atikramya, transgressing. Anatikramya, not transgressing. So yatha kama means not transgressing the desire. Means in keeping with the desire. So, sa yatha kamo bhavati, well, basically whatever may be the type of desire, means in entertaining a desire, with that, what happens? Tat kratur bhavati. So, well, whatever may be the type of desire, in keeping with the desire, there is a kratu. Kratu means a karma anusthana nishchaya. Depending upon your desire. If I have a desire for a svarga, well, definitely I will perform a particular type of karma. And that karma, before I perform, there will be a nishchaya, decision in my mind that let me perform this yaga, right? That kind of a thing. So that is called kratu. Kratu means a nishchaya. Karma nishchaya. Particular karma nishchaya. Karma anusthana nishchaya. To perform a given karma, to fulfill that desire, well, there will be a nishchaya. And then karma. Once you decide, and then karma will follow. So, sa yatha kamo bhavati, tat kratur bhavati. Well, in keeping with the desire, or whatever may be the type of desire, in keeping with that desire, there is a karma anusthana nishchaya, performance of that, decision of performing that karma. And, well, after that, what happens? Well, yat kratur bhavati, tat karma kurute. Once you decide to perform a given karma, we will perform that karma also. And therefore, there is a connection between kama and karma. That's what he says. And in between one thing, kama, then karma nishchaya, and then karma. One more thing, additional thing also has been told. But there is a connection between kama and karma. Person who wants to do, like Dasharath Raja has performed a putra kameshti, right? So he has a desire for sons. And then, definitely must have consulted. And then, they must have told there is a yaga called putra kameshti. And then Dasharath Raja has decided to perform. That's called kratu. And then performance of karma. So, this is a ityadi smritibhyah. There is another one. Yadyadhi kurute karma tattat kamasya cheshtitam. This is very well known. This is in a Manusmriti. So, ityadi smritibhyah. Yadyadhi kurute karma tattat kamasya cheshtitam. Whatever action is done by anyone, it's a result of a kama. Done by anyone? Done by anyone. Including what? Including Ishvara. Including Ishvara. Really? Srishti karma he has done. Before that he uttered, so kamayat. Right? So kamayat. Bahusyam prajaya. So he did a Srishti karma. How he did? Because he also had a desire. Always kama precedes karma. Jnanis also. If we include Bhagavan, then Jnani also. Yadyadhi karma kurute. Even Jnanis does a karma, the sankalpa will be there. Naturally, his sankalpa is not shobhanatva. But his sankalpa is a loka sangraha. But then, basically, definitely, he has a desire in his mind and then he performs. Let us do something for our protection of a Hindu dharma. Dharma Rakshana Samiti. Something. So, a desire will be there. And then, karma anusthana nishchaya. Let us make a body for protecting. And then it has been, this has been done also, established. So, yadyati kurute karma tattat kamasya cheshtitam. So, kamasya cheshtitam means it's a result of a kama. Kamasya cheshtitam. Okay, Shruti and Smriti and all that you are showing in order to show the connection between sankalpa and kama and karma. But give some logic. That's okay. So always we have a Shruti, Smriti and Nyaya. Right? So Nyayacha, Bhashakar is telling Nyayacha. Nahi sarva sankalpa sannyase kashchit spanditum api shaktah. So, this is Nyaya here is what type of a Nyaya? We call it as a Anvaya Vyatireka logic, by which we establish like yat sattve yat sattvam, yad abhave yad abhavah. So, we want to establish a connection between kama and karma. Kama is a hetu for karma, cause for karma. Based logic is this: yat sattve yat sattvam, mrid sattve ghata sattvam. Sattvam means existence, present. Mrid sattve, mrid, clay. If clay is there, ghata can be there. Mrid abhave, ghata bhava. If clay is not there, pot cannot be. Clay is there, therefore pot is. Clay is not, pot is not. Therefore clay is a cause of pot. So clay is, pot is, anvaya. Clay is not, pot is not, vyatireka. This is called vyatireka. Vyatireka means abhava, indicates a negation. It indicates a negation. If one is not, other is not, vyatireka. One is, then other is, anvaya. Continuity. So this is how kama sattve karma sattvam, kama bhave karma bhava. Therefore kama is a hetu for karma. So he says sarva sankalpa sannyase kashit spanditum api na shaktah. So when one renounces the sankalpa, he will not even move. Spanditum means just even moving a finger kind of a thing, spandanam. So when all the sankalpas are gone, that person will not be able to even move his finger. Because to move a finger also, for that a desire arises. Desire arises, before that sankalpa will be there. So he says, this is a nyaya. It's a nyaya, that connection between kama and karma, in terms of cause-effect, we can establish by this nyaya, anvaya vyatireka. Like we establish a relationship between a pot and clay, or clay and pot in terms of cause and effect. Same way here. So there is a connection. Tasmat sarva sankalpa sannyasi iti vachanat sarvan kaman sarvani karmani cha tyajayati Bhagavan. Bhagavan tyajayati. Bhagavan encourages this person, this karma yogi, successful karma yogi, now whose mind is an abiding mind. Abiding mind is really a wonderful thing. Abiding mind means which naturally abides in its root. Anything has a root in Brahman. And mind also basically has a root in Brahman, Atma, Sakshi. It naturally abides. Very, very, very best candidate for Nididhyasana. Best candidate. Because no conflicts. When you start Karma Yoga, there is a conflict. Conflict between your Ragadvesha and Dharma. Both are there. Dharma is also given in the Buddhi by Ishvara. And there's Ragadvesha. There is a conflict. So Karma Yogi has a great conflict. Should I tell truth or not? If I tell truth, then I will lose this much. But then I should. I am a seeker, And then he follows Dharma. His free will inclines towards Dharma. Conflict resolves. Begins with conflict, end is better. No conflict. And like that, if you continue like that, you keep yourself always, you exercise your free will in terms of following Dharma, etc. One day, Ragadveshas have no place, no voice. So, he begins with, any karma, spontaneously begins with Dharma. No conflict. And also, no conflict. Such a person. So, tasmat sarva sankalpa sannyasi iti vachanat sarvan kaman cha sarvani cha karmani tyajayati. Bhagavan encourages to such a candidate. Renounce. Tyajayati. So, tyajayati is a causal. Tyajati means you give up. Tyajayati, you make someone give up. So Bhagavan tyajayati. Bhashyakara says, Bhagavan encourages that person. You give up karma because there is no cause. Kama is not there in your mind. Kama is not there because no sankalpa in your mind. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi. Iti vachanat. By that word, this is indicated like that, by Bhashyakara. So in short, sannyasasrama is ideal for Nididhyasana. Basically, in Grasthashrama it is not impossible, but it is a bit difficult because of so many vikshepa, etc. And they give an example of a screwdriver. That a screwdriver is designed to drive the screw, and a knife is designed to cut the fruits. But basically, you can interchange the job with a screw. With a knife, you can drive the screw. You can manage. One is designed for this, other is designed for this. But you can manage here and there. That's how it is. So, sannyasa ashrama is ideal for Nididhyasanam. But you can manage in a grasthashrama. That's what it is been told here. Grasthashrama is not ideal for anything. No. Grasthashrama ideal for yoga rudha ultimately. To gain a yoga rudhatvam. For karma yoga, etc. Because ample opportunities of doing karmas, And therefore, grasthashrama is ideal for karma yoga, sannyasashrama is ideal for jnana nishtha, etc. That's how many people take sannyasa, even though they have a knowledge through shravanam, mananam, etc. But for jnana nishtha, they take sannyasa. Swamiji, any example? Yajnavalkya. Yajnavalkya is an example for that. So anyway, I don't want to glorify, but we have already discussed. When we discuss the word shamaha, then shamaha, the Bhashyakara's meaning is, shamaha means a sannyasa, giving up all activity. But at the time we said also that you can reduce the activity. One can lead one's life like a sannyasi without taking formal sannyasa. That's possible. It's possible, and there are people who are doing also. Almost like a vanaprastha. Does not, interfere in daily activity in the family and all that. And you give up rights also, because you are giving up your duties. telling your son, daughter, etc., that you manage now. But at the same time, you give up rights also. No, then if you keep the rights means all keys, all the keys we keep in our, and then, so anytime if daughter-in-law has to ask me only, so then it is not going to work. So here we should take, in a good spirit, sannyasa does not mean a formal sannyasa, but a life of a sannyasa. So, and both have an advantage and disadvantage. Well, Grihasthashrama also has an advantage, and and sannyasa has advantage in terms of nididhyasanam. Grihasthashrama has advantage in terms of support system. That is what Bhagavan is going to tell. Suppose someone is ready for sannyasa, Bhagavan is going to tell in 5th verse something. Yeah. Because, see, being a sannyasi, you cannot complain to anybody. You have to listen to others complain. And honestly, suppose if someone comes to you and complains and you start then that's it. No grihastha will expect that a sannyasi complains to others. I am sure. So you are on your own. That's what he is going to tell. You are on your own. No support system. Later we'll discuss that. What I am saying is, see, and especially in nididhyasanam, no guru will be there. Shravanam you have, that anyway I am going to discuss that. In Shravanam, a person he is a pessimistic participant. Guru has a role to play, Shastra has a role to play. Shravanam, Mananam, etc. But in nididhyasanam, you are by yourself. That's how Bhagavan said, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam. You lift yourself, nobody is there. No guru will be there, no Shastra will be there. It is there here in your mind, all knowledge is there, but that's it. And therefore, it is very beautifully said at one place, I got it, Vidya Bandhu Jano Videsha Gamane, Vidya Gurunam Guruhu, Vidya Pujita Rajasu Natudhanam, Vidya Vihina Pashuhu. So very beautifully said. Vidya Bandhu Janaha. Vidya will be there all along with you. To a sannyasi who is now doing a nididhyasanam, only the knowledge which he has gained through Shravanam and Mananam is his bandhu. And with that, the knowledge which you have acquired, you invoke that knowledge which is there within you for your upliftment, for ultimately jnana nishtha, etc. So, sannyasi cannot complain, etc. The support system is not there. When support system is not there, there are likely to get a feeling of insecurity. If I have an insecurity, suppose I am a householder, a grihastha, then definitely I employ certain means. Sannyasi can't employ any means for gaining security, having a bank accounts and this and that, all this. Can't talk about your insecurity also to others. But then Swamiji, he is secure. He is not secure. If he is feeling secure, where is the question of doing nididhyasanam? Because he has gained the fruits of the knowledge, that is abhayam. Abhayam pratishtham vindate. He has gained abhayata. But he is not. He has a knowledge, but the benefit of the knowledge is not there. That's how he is doing nididhyasanam. And therefore, he is feeling insecure. And he can't talk also. Therefore, there are disadvantages in sannyasa. I have to tell. Disadvantages are there in sannyasa. And it is irreversible. Shastra says, never think of going back. Never. No, but I can't stand this sannyasa. Enter into fire. Not enter into grihastha. No entry. Shastra talks about it almost like a Brahmahatya, right? Our Suryaji has very good knowledge. So it's horrible papam, going back. Therefore, and we somehow feel one thing, it is there in me also. Wherever we are and we always feel there are disadvantages in these given circumstances in which I am. So, And we always feel that advantage is on the other side. What's that? Pasture looks greener, etc. on the other fan. Something. Grass, yeah. Yeah, grass is greener on the other side. That's how it is. So grihasthas always feel, I'm purposely discussing this, because Bhashyakara says sannyaseth, sannyaseth, sannyaseth. So basically grihasthas always feel the sannyasis are better. Always. And sannyasis feel, could be, yeah. They have their own confusions, complaints, pressure, and no outlet. Understand? Outlet is just knowledge. With the help of knowledge, he has to resolve everything. It's always better to be on this side of the fence rather than jumping to other side. Okay. Now, next verse Bhashyakara introduces, Yada evam yoga rudaha tada tena atmana uddhruto bhavati samsarat anartha vratat atah. So, this person who has taken a sannyasa, well, definitely, till he gains a nishtha, etc., result of this knowledge, etc., he has to motivate himself. No one can motivate. Grihastha is motivated by others. But sannyasi has to motivate himself. Right? Sannyasi, no one can tell, oh, Swamiji, please go ahead. You feel, what is this? So, sannyasi motivates a grihastha, it's another thing. Grihastha can be motivated by his family members also, or her family members. But sannyasi has to motivate by himself with his own knowledge, which is acquired in Shravanam and Mananam. That's what Bhagavan here says, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam. Now he is addressing to that person. We are seeing a little differently because Bhashyakara talks about like this. So Bhashyakara talks about yoga rudatvam in terms of gaining jnana nishtha from jnanam, for which nididhyasanam is required. So it says here, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam. Bhashyakara says, Uddharet Samsara Sagare Nimagnam Atmana Atmanam. Uddharet Samsara Sagare Nimagnam. Who has fallen who is sinking in the samsara. Who is sinking? Samsara is direct meaning of a samsara is a sense of individuality. A sense of individuality which is born of an adhyasa, etc. We will not go further. But a sense of individuality always leads you to remove that sense. Sense of individuality is nothing but a sense of limitation centered on oneself. And you can't stand that. I can't stand a limitation because I'm not. What I'm not, I can't stand. If it is my nature, I can stand. And therefore, I always, I'm in a process to remove this sense of limitation. And whatever I do, it's all within the samsara. A life of becoming all the time. It's life of becoming. What I am right now, I'm not comfortable, not happy with, not acceptable. All this, a sense of limitation within oneself leads to self-non-acceptance. And you will always want to become something in life. That's samsara. That's what Swamiji says, Puja Swamiji. Life of becoming is samsara. So has a root in this. So, Uddharet Samsara Sagare Nimagnam. You lift yourself. You are sinking in the samsara because of a prarabdha karma also. Other things are also there. So, Samsara Sagare Nimagnam Atmanam Atmana Uddharet. So, Atmanam, Jivatmanam, oneself, Uddharet, Atmana, by yourself. Uddharet means what? Urdhvam Haret, Uddharet. Bhashyakara says this. Uddharet means Uddharet. You lift yourself. Tataha Uddharet. Tata means from the samsara sagara. Tata is equal to tasmat. From the samsara sagara, you lift yourself. And and you are not samsari, has been told for years together by a teacher, your teacher. Shravana Mananam has been done. You are told you are Brahman, you are asamsari, you are limitless. And therefore, Urdhvam Haret, Uddharet, Yoga Rudatam Apadayet. Gain a nishtha. Yoga Rudatam. Gain a nishtha, Apadayet, Kuryat. So you do that. What about Shastra? What about Guru? What about Ishvara? Well, they cheer you up, no problem. They cheer you up, but basically this running is done by yourself. That's how it is. Ityartha. Then Bhashyakara says, na atmanam avasadayet, he says that. Na atmanam avasadayet, na adhonayet, na adhogamayet. May you not bring down yourself. Because why bringing down? Because you were listening to the classes and you were told you are Brahman. So you are Brahman, you are Brahman. You are unique in the creation. There is nothing like you. You are the only entity, Vastu, in the creation. Other than that, everything is Mithya. Experientially there, but really there is nothing. Everything, right? This is what Jagat Mithya, Brahma Satyam. And therefore, basically, already teacher has given you Brahmatva status. Don't say yourself, I am individual. So it is Adhonayet. So Jiva Bhava, remove that. Remove this Jiva Bhava, which is spontaneous. Why the question arises, it's a matter of frustration, believe me. If you listen 1 hour today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, after 1 year, after then another year, then another year, then another year, Brahma, you are Brahman, you are Brahman, you are Brahman. And once the class is over and you go out, and again. Spontaneously Jiva Bhava, spontaneously. Frustration. And again sannyasa. Then where do you stand then? You can't talk. Then people will say, why you have gone? We were saying you not to go. Right? Jiva Bhava is a very spontaneous. Bhagavan that's how says, na atmanam avasadayet. Don't bring you down. Knowledge you have, how are you Brahman? Simple. How are you Brahman? I am Satchidananda, how can you say? Simple. What simple, Swamiji? In all experiences, are you there or not? I am there. So I exist in all experiences. Then I is equal to what? Existence. Simple, right? I is existence. Because I exist in all experiences. Means I am existence. The object of the experience may be there, may not be there, and it won't be there. Object of experience will vary. But I never vary. So there is no negation of I in any experience. That is what Satyam? Sat. No negation. Or you say existence. And I am conscious of. That's what experience means what? I am conscious of. I am conscious of. I am conscious of. I am conscious of. I am conscious of a waking state. I am conscious of a dream state. I was conscious of a deep sleep state. I am conscious of, a childhood. I know there was a childhood. I was a child. I experienced these things. I was a youth. I was this. So in all stages you are there, right? And in all avasthas also you are there. Jagra sapna sushupti, you are balyadishvapi jagradadishu tatha sarvasu avasthasapi, sarvasu avasthasu api. And therefore you are conscious of. You and consciousness goes together. Go together. So in any experience you exist and you are conscious also. So existence and consciousness is your nature. What you are conscious of vary. Object of experience vary. But you are conscious of never vary. You exist in every experience never vary. So your existence and consciousness. What is the boundary of this Satchit? What is the boundary of the existence consciousness? No boundary. If you see it has a certain boundary, it is square or it is this, that's an object of consciousness. So existence consciousness does not have any boundary. That's a limitlessness. So Purvan, you are Brahman. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. So nice. But the moment we go out, spontaneously Jiva Bhava, spontaneously. Therefore, na atmanam avasadayet, na dho nayet, na dho gamayet. May you not bring down, to the level of this jivatma. And Guru has lifted you through Shravanam Mananam, and don't do that. So, anyway, Atma eva hi yasmad atmano bandhuhu nahi anyah kasyit bandhuhu yah samsara muktaye bhavati. Now, Bhashyakara explains that Atma eva hi atmano bandhuhu. So, yasmad Atma eva hi atmano bandhuhu. So, basically, you are friend of yourself. There is no bandhu, no relative of you. Why it is like that? They give a definition of bandhu as a badnati iti bandhu, one which binds you. Any relationship will definitely binds. Swamiji, no relationship can bind. Relationship, invokes a certain ragadvesha. In any relationship, there are ragadvesha. That's how we have a definite opinion about everybody. We have. And in presence of somebody, we become happy, and in presence of somebody, we become uncomfortable. That is also there. So therefore, by invoking a ragadveshas in us, as though this relative is binding me. That's what Bhashyakara says. Nahi anyah kasyit bandhu yaha samsar muktaye bhavati bandhu api tavad moksham prati pratikula eva snehadi bandhana ayatanatvad. Kasyit bandhuhu, first Bhagavan says, Kasyit bandhuhu yaha samsar muktaye na bhavati. So, there is no one relative which can help you in your freedom from this sense of limitation. And then says, bandhuhu api tavad moksham prati pratikulaha eva. Pratikulaha eva. Bandhuhu pratikulaha. So, basically, any bandhu, any relative is an obstacle. This Bhashyakara, by the way. So I'm just saying what Bhashyakara says. Swamiji, you should not say. But we have to give a justification what he says. So bandhuhu api tavad moksham prati pratikulaha. Any bandhu, any relative, is moksham prati. Towards moksha he is an obstacle. Why? Snehadi bandhana ayatanatvat. He will bring an attachment, ragadveshas, etc. And therefore tasmad. Since this is so, yuktam, it is logical, avadharanam. So because atma eva, avadharanam, ascertainment. You are your relative, you are your friend. No one else is your friend. That's what. So that avadharanam is proper. Because there is no relationship in which can help you for moksha. You alone, you are your friend. You alone, you are your relative towards moksha. Atma eva, yuktam, avadharanam, atma eva hi atmanaha bandhuhu. Because this ragadvesha, etc. comes, they will pull you down to jiva bhava. No ragadvesha is there in a Brahman. Jiva has a ragadvesha, individual has a ragadvesha. And therefore, any relationship will definitely invoke in you a sense of individuality, ragadvesha, etc. And therefore, definitely they are moksham prati pratikulaha. They are obstacles towards moksha. You alone are your friend. So that evakara as this avadharanam, ascertainment is very, Bhashyakara says yuktam. It is logical. It is proper. Okay. Atma eva ripuhu shatruhu yaha anyaha apakari bahya shatruhu saha api atma prayuktaha eva iti hetoho yuktam eva avadharanam atma eva ripuhu atmanaha iti. Atma eva ripuhu shatruhu. Atma alone, oneself is a shatru of oneself. Why? Yaha anyaha bahyaha shatruhu apakari. Suppose there is an external enemy, bahyaha shatruhu, anya, other than you. An apakari, you bring certain problem in your life. Saha api, that shatru, that which is external shatru, external enemy also, atma prayuktaha eva. Atma prayuktaha, because of me only, he is a shatru. Yeah. Because of my misconception regarding myself, he is a shatru. Unless you have a misconception about yourself, how can other be a shatru? If you look yourself upon, you look down upon yourself as an individual, then someone is a shatru and someone is a friend. If you do not look upon yourself as an individual, You look upon yourself as a Brahman, well, where is the question of a Shatrutva? Bahar, I'm outside. Therefore, sahapi atma prayuktaha eva. So basically, so when we complain, this person gives me problem, apakari. He gives me this problem. Okay, what is the meaning of me? He gives me problem. What is the meaning of this me? Definitely individual. And therefore, well, nobody can give problem basically to Atma. That we know, achedyoyam, adahyoyam, akledyo, shoshevach. Nothing can burn you, nothing can burn you, and nothing can drown you and fall. Nobody can give you problem. So you look upon yourself as a jiva, then definitely someone will be Shatru. So why you are saying, basically, why you are blaming others that he is giving me problem? You have a certain issue with yourself, misconception about yourself. So remove the misconception, then there will be no external Shatru. So Atma eva ripuhu atmanaha. That's what he says. And this creates a confusion. What is a confusion? How it is possible? The one person can be a Shatru and the same person can be a friend also. A given person is either we say is a friend, either we say that person as a enemy. One person cannot be the locus for opposite attributes. That's what Bhashyakara says. Atma eva bandhuhu, atma eva ripuhu, atmanaha. Means atma eva atmanaha bandhuhu, atma eva atmanaha ripuhu iti uktam. Tatra kim lakshanam atmanaha bandhuhu? Kim lakshanah va atmanaha ripuhu? Under what condition Atma becomes a friend of oneself or Atma becomes a enemy of oneself? Tatra uchyate. Bhagavata. First Bhagavan says something. So answering this question, answering this doubt, one thing cannot be a locus for opposite attributes. One thing cannot have an attribute of friendliness and inimical also. It cannot be inimical. Well, Bhagavan is going to say something which is a universal law. And that law we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Good afternoon. Just to give you update about programs and a friendly reminders about the events that I announced in our previous class. To begin with, on December 14th, Tuesday, we'll celebrate Gita Jayanti by chanting all the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. It will begin morning at 9:30 and try to conclude it at 12:30 with Arati and lunch. If you are interested, please write to us or call up Vimala and register your name for this event. That's on Tuesday. And on Saturday, a Zoom class, meditation with Swami Ramanandaji. So that's all the link we have already sent via email. If you are interested, you can attend that meditation session on 18th of December, Saturday at 11 a.m. On 19th, Swamiji will take Bhagavad Gita third weekend class. He smiles at me because he has some other program. We'll see how we can work it out. How safe it is to go to California? I want to go. Is it safe? No, you're all with the transactional word. Not that we are not, but your what do you call feedback values more than ours. So we can go? We can come back safely? Huh? Uh-huh. No, they will not stop the flights, etc., from California due to surge and all that. Suppose they stop, you will send your chartered plane. Anyway, jokes apart, we want Swamiji to be safe because he has this window to utilize. Because, Swamiji has been taking classes and there's a chance that he can go and see California. We just wanted to get your feedback, whether it is safe to go and come back, because Swamiji has to get ready for Christmas camp. And also I'm a little bit worried and concerned. Hopefully Swami Vidyananji will come back. Will come here to join Swamiji for conducting the camp. So I take your words and I request Swamiji to look into again, take booster shot before he goes. And he already taken, so he's all set to go. I will not disturb his trip, but we'll let you know. Okay, so Swamiji will try to come back on the 18th. But if tour is more interesting, then he will give online class. Okay. Then after that, we have December 24th through 31st. We'll have year-end Vedanta camp with Swami Swatma Vidyananji and Swami Muktatmananda. And on 31st morning, traditionally we have been doing Dakshinamurti Mula Mantra Japa. We'll have one class in the morning. And 9:30 we'll have Mula Mantra Japa. And in the evening it concludes. And we have been doing it, showing midnight Arati to Lord Dakshinamurti to welcome New Year. So that also will continue. And on Saturday, I think January 1st, we'll have a Maharudrabhishekam to Lord Dakshinamurti to welcome 2022. These are few upcoming programs. And we have also introduced Sanskritam class every Thursday, online class in the evening between 7:30 and 8:30. That will be conducted by Swami Muktatmananda. And to keep you fit and healthy, we have yoga class with Arpan. She is trained yoga teacher in Shivananda Academy. So every Tuesday and Thursday, she is conducting class between 6 and 7. So I think there are already, on an average, 20-25 people are attending her class. It's a Zoom class. So if you are interested, all the Zoom links are provided there. Please register yourself and take advantage of these classes. And one more thing, that we are going to introduce 12-week course in March, soon after Shivaratri. And after that, we are going to convert it into 2 years residential course. We are just looking for 10 students who can stay here and continue the study so that we can continue our ongoing camps along with this course. Already we have about 6-7 students who have happily come forward to attend this course. But to begin with, it will be 3-month course, and we will evaluate it. And if we have enough number of students, we will continue it for 2-year course. And it will be also offered online if you are not able to come here in person. Thank you all. Now we'll get ready for afternoon Arati. After the Arati, please join us for lunch at the new dining hall. Thank you. Stay safe. Namaste. Yes. Yes. To begin with, Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Grantha will be covered. After that, Kathopanishad, Bhashyam, and few important chapters of Bhagavad Gita with Bhashyam. And in the evening, if time permits, Swamiji will take some Prakarana Granthas. That's how the course pattern is, but we can always make few changes to make it more interesting. Thank you all.
Rajadiraja Prasagnya Sahine Namo Vayam Vai Shravanaya Kurmahe Same Kaman Kama Kama Yamahyam Kameshwaru Vai Shravano Dadatu Kuberaya Vai Shravanaya Maharajaya Namaha. Om Natatra Suryo Bhatina Chandra Tarakam Nema Vidyuto Bhanti Kuto Yamagnihi Tameva Bhantamanubhati Sarvam Tasya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati. Har Har Mahadeva. Yo Devanam Pratamam Purastat Vishwadiyo Rudro Maharishi Hiranyagarbham Vashyata Jayamanagum Sano Devashubhaya Smrutya Sanyunakdo Yasmat Paranna Paramasti Kinchid Yasman Nani Yonajyayo Osti Kashit Rikshaiva Stabdo Divitishtatye Kaste Nedam Purnam Purushena Sarvam Nakarmana na Prajayadhane Natyagi Naike Amritatvama Nashu Parinanakam Nihitang Guhaya Vibrajate Yatyatayo Vishanti Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitartha Sanyasa Yogat Yataya Shuddha Sattva Aha Te Brahma Loke tu para antakale paramrutat parimuchyanti sarve dahram vipapam parameshma bhutam puramadya sagastam tatra tasmin yadantas tadupasitavyam Yo Vedadau Svara Prokto Vedante Cha Pratishtitah Tasya Prakriti Nasya Yafarasa Maheshwarah. Har Har Mahadeva Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavit Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasish Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Children are not vaccinated, tell them not to go to.
Yeah. So Shuddhatmaji's announcement, managers, if children are not vaccinated, they cannot enter the dining hall.